everybody. While we're waiting to load the theater, or finish loading, we're going to start with our pre-show, which is called A Material. And here's how it works. We say a joke, and at the punchline, everyone says, "Hey!" Let's start off with a classic. A German guy is going through customs in France, and as he approaches the customs counter, the person behind the desk says, "Occupation?" And he says, "Not this time." Hey!
It turns out 1 out of 5 people are Chinese, which means someone in my family is Chinese. It's either my mom, my dad, my older brother Colin, or my little brother Ho Chow Min. I think it might be Colin.
Two old ladies are sitting on a park bench and a man comes up and flashes his trench coat open at him, and one lady immediately had a stroke. The other lady couldn't quite reach.
Yeah, but you can't see it on the camera. Hey everybody. So my name is Jason. I'm in the cast. It's not good. That wasn't my joke. So Ed, speaking of Chinese, I don't know if you ever, most things are actually made in China, except for babies. They're made in vagina.
Yeah.
There are 3 Rottweilers in the vet's office, and they're talking to each other, and one says, "What are you in for?" And the first Rottweiler says, "Well, I was hanging out in my front yard, minding my own business, and the mailman comes walking through the gate on my property." And I figured, look, I'm never gonna have a better shot than this. So I jumped up and I bit the shit out of him. And for that, they're gonna snip my manhood. And the other 2 Rottweilers were like, "Well, you did the crime, gotta do the time. I would've done the same thing, you know. What about you, Rottweiler number 2? They weren't using names. And the second Rottweiler said, "I was hanging out in my backyard, minding my own business. A baseball flew over the fence, hit me on top of the head. I look up, what do you think I see? That snot-nosed neighbor, punk kid, jumping the fence and running towards me on my property. So I figure, I'm never gonna have a better shot than this. So I jumped up and I bit the shit out of him. And for that, they're gonna snip my manhood." And the other 2 Rottweilers are like, "Well, you know, you did the crime, gotta do the time. I would've done the same thing. I get it, yeah. What about you, third Rottweiler?" And the third Rottweiler says, "Well, there I was inside my house, minding my own business, cleaning myself, like you do. And I look up, and what do you think I see? My owner preparing a bath for herself. She's bent over the tub completely naked, and I figure, I'm never gonna have a better shot than this. So I jumped up and I humped the shit out of her. And the other 2 Rottweilers say, "And for that, they're gonna snip your manhood?" He goes, "Oh, no, I'm just getting my nails trimmed."
Like a lady. A man and a woman are in an elevator alone together. The man looks over at the woman and says, "Excuse me, ma'am, can I smell your vagina?" And she looks at him appalled and says, "No." Content with her answer, he says, "Oh, must be your feet then."
When I was a kid, I could have sworn that I had a Japanese friend. It turns out he wasn't real. It was just my imagination.
Hi again. So, that first 9/11 joke you hear, you laugh and you feel really badly. And it's like, oh man, that's funny. But yeah, 9/11 jokes. It's American tragedy, right? First joke you hear, and then the second one hits. Thank you.
Break your other leg.
All right, one more, and then we start the show.
13.
No. So there's this woman, and she's walking around Walmart. Women are allowed there now. as she's walking around, she's got her 2 kids, and her 2 kids are obnoxious, and they're running around. This woman's kind of gross herself. It's Walmart, and we've all been there. And she's walking around, and the security comes up to her, and he says, "Excuse me, ma'am, are these your children?" And she's like, "Yes, they are." And he said, "Well, are they twins?" She goes, "Are they twins? This one's 13, this one's 7. How could they possibly be twins?" And the guy says, "I don't know, I just couldn't imagine anyone fucking you twice."